Wendy, how you feeling today? I know you said that you needed help.
Breaking news, but this time, it's not about gossip, not about fame, not even about a scandal. It's about pain, the kind that hides behind the brightest smile on television. They called her loud, they called her crazy, they called her finished. But what if I told you, Wendy Williams was never the problem? She was the warning, and they silenced her before you could hear what she had to say. Once the queen of daytime TV, Wendy's voice could shake an entire industry. But behind the makeup, the laughter, the camera lights, there was a woman crying for help. A woman who kept saying, "If I disappear, they did it." And then she did. Her own son, Kevin Jr., begged the world to listen. But no one did. Instead, they laughed. They made memes. While a mother, broken, betrayed, and alone, was fading away right before everyone's eyes. They called her unstable. But tell me, how do you stay stable when the same people who once praised you are now trying to erase you? When every secret you expose comes with a warning, stay quiet or vanish. They didn't destroy Wendy overnight. They destroyed her slowly, piece by piece, emotion by emotion, until the voice that once woke up millions was gone. Because when she finally whispered the truth about them, about Diddy, about the system that runs deeper than fame, the game was already over. This isn't just Wendy's story. It's a tragedy the world ignored until now. The lights were bright. The applause was loud. Every morning, Wendy Williams walked onto that stage like a storm, confident, fearless, unstoppable. But what no one saw was the silence that followed when those lights turned off. Behind the camera, behind the wigs and makeup, Wendy sat alone, her phone buzzing with missed calls, not from friends, but from handlers, people who didn't want to help her. They wanted to control her. Every word she spoke was monitored, every opinion filtered, because Wendy knew too much. She knew who was sleeping with whom. She knew about the contracts, the cover-ups, the hush money, and the broken lives that built the empire of fame. And when she started hinting, even joking about certain names on live TV, that's when the game changed. At first, it was subtle. Her teleprompter would malfunction. Her crew started acting distant. Scripts she approved were suddenly rewritten. One day, she showed up to the studio, and her dressing room was locked. "They said my key didn't work," Wendy told a close friend in tears. "But I built this show. How can they lock me out of my own world?" And that's when it began, the systematic erasure of Wendy Williams. First, they questioned her health. Then they attacked her mental state. Headlines screamed, "Wendy losing control." But no one asked why. She wasn't losing control. She was being pushed out of control. Her team, the same people she trusted for years, were suddenly gone. Her accounts frozen. Her contacts wiped clean. And in every media article, a single narrative spread. She's unstable. She's done. But here's what they never told you. A week before everything collapsed, Wendy had said something terrifying to her assistant. "If something happens to me, tell the world. They silenced me because I was about to expose them." And then she vanished. Her son, Kevin Jr., tried to reach her. He called her phone, no answer. He called the producers, they blocked him. He went online screaming, "They're lying about my mom. She's not crazy. She's scared." But the internet didn't listen. The memes kept coming. The laughter got louder. And Wendy got quieter. The queen of talk shows, the woman who could make Hollywood tremble, was gone. But the truth she carried didn't disappear. It was buried.
Real bad blood.
The worst blood.
The worst blood. You almost wanted to run you out of New York at one point, right? Well, not run, like push you out of New York at one point. Oh, he had you ran out. You give him full credit for that? Okay, cool. He had you ran out of New York.
Hidden deep behind corporate walls and billion-dollar secrets. After Wendy's sudden disappearance from the spotlight, silence took over. A silence louder than any scandal. The studios moved on. The headlines faded. But something felt off. Her loyal fans kept asking, "Where is Wendy?" Yet every time her name started trending, it vanished just as quickly, deleted, buried, like someone was scrubbing her existence clean. And then a whispers began. A private nurse was spotted entering a facility under a false name, Wanda Wallace. The photo blurred, but the outline, it looked just like her. Her eyes empty, her smile gone, replaced by fear. People close to Wendy started disappearing too. Her hairstylist quit the industry. Her old assistant moved abroad overnight. Even her son, Kevin Jr., said he was being followed. He told a close friend, "Every time I talk about Mom, my phone starts acting weird. Someone's listening." But here's the twist. Before everything fell apart, Wendy had been working on something big. A secret documentary. She called it The Price of Truth. Inside it, recordings, emails, voice notes. Proof of the industry's darkest corners. Illegal deals, manipulation, blackmail, and one name kept showing up again and again.
I must say it's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
And I want to just tell you how proud I am of you. Because I don't think you get enough credit for being the first one to really cover our culture. You know, hip-hop culture and also hip-hop celebrities shedding light on our culture and our people. And thank you very much.
Did he? Wendy had once defended him on air. But later, after a private conversation, her tone changed. She started calling him the gatekeeper of silence. Sources say that in one of her final unaired interviews, Wendy whispered something chilling. "They protect him because he knows too much. But I know what he hides." Days later, her team got a call. The footage was gone. Her hard drives wiped clean. Her studio emptied out overnight. And then came the official statement. Wendy Williams is receiving professional care for mental health concerns. But Kevin Jr. refused to stay silent. "They're lying. My mom wasn't sick. She was threatened. She told me if she ever disappears, it's because she exposed the wrong people." His voice cracked. The video went viral for hours before it was mysteriously removed. And what broke millions of hearts? A leaked audio message surfaced for just 10 minutes before being deleted. It was Wendy's voice, trembling, tired, and terrified. "I'm not safe. If you see this, tell Kevin I love him." The screen fades to black. No one knows where she is now. No one dares to ask. The woman who once owned the mic has been silenced by the same system she exposed. Months passed. The world moved on. But one night, one ordinary night, a strange clip appeared online. Just 20 seconds long. The lighting was poor. The camera was shaky. And yet, the face in the shadows was unmistakable. It was Wendy. Her voice, once full of power and sass, was now weak, trembling. "They took everything from me. My show, my name, my freedom, but not my truth." The video vanished within an hour, but those few seconds sent the internet into chaos. People began digging again, questioning every headline, every rumor, every official statement. Kevin Jr. posted a single tweet before deleting it minutes later. "They couldn't kill the truth. You'll all see soon." And then, silence again. Behind the scenes, whispers say Wendy had left a message hidden inside her old studio, a box of documents, flash drives, and handwritten notes labeled "They lied." A janitor found it months later and leaked fragments online. Inside were pages describing how she was monitored, blacklisted, and mentally broken, not by madness, but by manipulation. One note read, "They called it a breakdown."
As the mother of a now 16-year-old.
Who I met backstage,
He did?
he's a great young man.
Oh, thank you. You represent a lot.
But it was a setup. Another said, "Did he knows? They all know." Fans were shocked. Hashtags exploded. Hashtag justice for Wendy. Hashtag they silenced her. But just when it started gaining traction, major accounts began getting suspended. Videos disappeared. Algorithms buried her name again. The world was watching, and yet, somehow, no one was seeing. Weeks later, Kevin Jr. went live on Instagram. His eyes were red. His voice cracked. "I don't care if they take this down. My mom wasn't crazy. She was brave. She stood up to people who control everything, and they punished her for it." He paused, trembling. She told me one thing before she vanished. "Kevin, don't let them rewrite my story." The live ended abruptly. The video disappeared within hours. But the clip had already gone viral. Millions watched it, tears in their eyes, anger in their hearts. Because for the first time, the world didn't see the Wendy Williams show. They saw Wendy, the woman behind the pain. And maybe that's the real tragedy. That truth isn't always destroyed with lies. Sometimes it's buried beneath silence. A woman who gave her life to the mic, silenced by the very voices she once amplified. They erased her image. They mocked her pain. But one thing they couldn't erase, the echo of her truth. Because deep down, everyone now knows they didn't just cancel Wendy Williams, they buried the truth she tried to tell. And now, as the lights fade and the truth echoes in silence, one question remains. How many more Wendys will it take before the world starts listening? They said she was broken. They said she lost everything. But maybe, just maybe, she was the only one who was ever truly awake. If you felt her pain, if you saw through the lies, then don't scroll past this moment. Because this isn't just her story. It's a reflection of every voice that was silenced for speaking the truth. Comment "Justice for Wendy" below. Let her voice be heard one more time. Share this story so the world never forgets the woman they tried to erase. Because legends don't die when the cameras stop rolling. They live forever, in the echoes of the truth they dared to tell. This was the truth about Wendy Williams they never wanted you to know. And maybe now you finally do.